Hello everyone and welcome back. This video explains the basics of exploratory data analysis. Let's get started. Following contents will be covered in this video. The topics are how to construct a bar graph, how to construct contingency tables, and how to construct histograms with overlay. How to construct a bar graph. What is a bar graph? A bar graph represents data in rectangular bars with lengths and heights that is proportional to the values which they represent. The bar plots can be plotted horizontally or vertically. The Matplotlib API in Python provides the bar function which can be used to create a bar graph. The syntax of the bar function to be used is given: plt.bar x, height, width, bottom, and align. The function creates a bar plot bounded with a rectangle depending on the given parameters. Now let us see an example. In my Kaggle IDE, I have already written the code. Let me explain this quickly. First, I have imported all the libraries. Then I have created a data set. Then I have created the bar plot. It contains the following parameters: courses, values, color, as well as width. For x-axis, the name will be courses offered, and for y-axis, the name that will be shown is number of students enrolled. And plt.show shows the bar graph, and here is the bar graph. Next, how to construct contingency table. Contingency table is one of the techniques for exploring two or more than two variables. A contingency table is a type of table that summarizes the relationship between two categorical variables. To create a contingency table in Python, we can use the pandas.crosstab function, which uses the following syntax which is given. Pandas.crosstab, the parameters are index and columns, where index is the name of variable to be displayed in the rows of the contingency table, and column is the name of the variable to be displayed on the column of the contingency table. Now let us see an example of this. First we will load our libraries, then we will create our data set. Then we will view the data using df, and here is the data. Next we will create the contingency table. Here is the code for contingency table. This is the resultant contingency table. Okay, now we will add margins to our contingency table. In order to add margins, we will use the argument margins equals to true. So here is the margin. It contains the sum of all values. How to construct histograms with overlay. A histogram is a bar graph-like representation of data that buckets a range of classes into columns along the horizontal x-axis. The vertical y-axis represents the number count or percentage of occurrences in the data for each column. Columns can be used to visualize the patterns of data distributions. Let us see an example of this. Here in my Kaggle IDE, first I have imported our necessary libraries. Then I have loaded the iris dataset. Then we will view the dataset. The first 5 values are shown. Next we will plot our histogram. Now, to properly visualize both the histograms, we need to set the transparency parameter alpha to a suitable value. So here I have set the value of alpha to 0.5 for both sepal length as well as petal length. This is the resultant graph after setting the value of alpha.